Nithyanandam, my name is Manitya Premananda. I'm one of the disciples of Swamiji Paramahamsa Nithyananda. I'm also a Bhautika Brahmacharini and Adinavasi. Um, I have been sharing the beautiful truths, the highest supreme truths, how Swamiji has given given it as an experience to us in such a simple manner that um, all of us, the thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of disciples around the world, and the millions of viewers on YouTube um, who watch Swamiji regularly on the Life Bliss Foundation channel, can vouch that they have experienced the highest dimensions of the cosmic energy, much more than what a human being can experience um, before having met Swamiji. So, all of us who have experienced Swamiji know exactly what Swamiji is. Swamiji is an incarnation. He is the embodiment of Sadashiva. What you understand, or what we understand, or what the scriptures explains to us as Sadashiva, that is who he is. And as Sadashiva, he has been delivering the truths, uh, not only giving us the intellectual understandings, but also giving us a clear experience and a permanent transformation. He has put us in a state from where we can no longer live like human beings. So, when such a being is on planet Earth, there are thousands and thousands of human beings who are benefiting from Swamiji, who have had so many diseases just drop with one initiation, with one blessing from Swamiji. So many people who have not had children for decades, just by one blessing, Swamiji has been able to bless the couples with having children after 15, 20 years. And there are many people who don't have a job, they get the best possible jobs. So, whatever you think as ultimate in your societal life, societal living, Swamiji has been able to bless people with that, with just one touch or one tatastu. He is a kalpataru, meaning the kalpataru is the wish fulfilling tree. Anybody can approach Swamiji and ask for anything. He blesses them and it becomes true. When such a being is around, he is bringing about the true science of our uh, Vedic science. All the Vedas and Upanishads and the rituals and living like a true Hindu, our Sanatana Hindu Dharma, what all riches and the treasures that it has, what we have forgotten because of the invasion from all sides, invasion from the Muslim countries, invasion from the Christians, invasion from different civilizations, has left India with people who have forgotten their roots and are trying to imitate some, culture which they have no roots into, nor does it make any sense. They end up getting the diseases finally brought in by these kind of modern day cultures, whether it is their clothing, the tight clothing, or it is the food that they eat, the belief system that they have. These new cultures which have brought about lifestyle which people have mistaken it for life are suffering. Indians, our true Indians, are suffering. Our Hindus are suffering because they are being influenced by the media to follow something that is not right for them, that is not the highest way of life. The highest way of living is what Swamiji has been giving, reviving from our Vedic science, our Hinduism, our true Sanatana Dharma. That is the highest way to live life. You just have to come experience Swamiji just for 21 days or 25 days. You will never go back to living like a human being again. You will live like a divine being. And that is what Hinduism is all about. Not just intellectually, but as an experience. And of course, there are so many forces who don't want human beings to have the highest life, the highest transformation, because it is vested interest. They will lose in on their um, following, which believes whatever they are saying on TV, how a human being should live with so much greed and so much fear and running after things which don't make sense, gathering things which don't make sense. So, this is the lifestyle that is being promoted by different cultures which have invaded India. And these forces are trying to attack the Hindu saints so that Hinduism is not revived in its true glory, in the supreme science that Vedic culture has, that Hinduism has, that every Indian has to live, every Hindu has to live our culture to experience the highest cognitions, the highest space of completion, the highest truths, as given by Swamiji so easily with just one initiation. Then you will no longer have a need for all the wrong things that is being promoted and forced upon by the different cultures. That is the reason the different cultures which have invaded India in terms of media, in terms of MNC organizations, in terms of um, whatever societal, whatever they consider as NGOs, or I don't even know how that works. But all these cultures which have invaded India in so many different ways, especially the education system, our Gurukul education system is such a supreme way of bringing up a human being to realize their purpose on earth. But this education system which forces people to memorize things which is not even needed, to use your intellect instead of using your consciousness, it does not even talk about your body mind system, your spirit, that is being forced into human beings and making you crippled and handicapped to live your life. All human beings who are following the Mechalist education system or the modern TV, the media, are crippled beyond words to live their own life. And it is only with Swamiji, only with the Hinduism being revived by Swamiji, that a change can come about in India to live the highest culture, not cult, but highest culture that we were living once upon a time when the rishis, where all the Vedic sciences was so much of a life and lifestyle. So it is time for that. You have to stand up for our Hinduism. Stand up for Swamiji. Let Swamiji do his work. Let Swamiji initiate more and more people into Hinduism, the true Vedic culture. The best way to do it is come join the Nithyananda Sannyas order, or come join the Nithyananda Adinams across the world and learn the science from Swamiji directly. So, um, there is a program which is called Inner Awakening, and this Inner Awakening happens for 25 days, where Swamiji beautifully gifts the human being the consciousness to transform into a superhuman being, a super conscious being. Such a transformation does not come even if you had millions of dollars. Take $1 million, go around the earth and tell anybody, I am a human being, please transform me into a super conscious state. Can anyone do that? No. Nobody can do that for you. It is only Swamiji's initiations, because he is the incarnation of Sadashiva, that it is even possible for him to transform you, your consciousness, not anything else, just your consciousness from within. He can transform you into a super conscious being. He can detoxify all our layers, our mental layer, our physical layer, the muscle memory in the muscles, the pranic layer, the emotional layer, which goes through so many emotional ups and downs, the psychological layer, which goes through so much of psychological turbulence. Everything is detoxified, cleansed, and Swamiji puts you in such a high state of consciousness where you can see that you are already a divine being and you don't have to live a low life like a human being who is torn, pulled one pulled back and forth by emotions, back and forth by fear and greed. So come for the next inner awakening, which is happening September 18th until October 12th. This inner awakening has a program fee of 10,000 US dollars or 5 lakh rupees. Don't think, oh, how will that money come from? Remember, you are a divine being already, and Swamiji will help you, bless you with the money also, so that you can make it to the inner awakening. So, hope to see you all soon on September 18th at the next inner awakening here in Bengaluru, Adinam. Thank you, Nityanandam.